Hello friends, welcome to the Basics of Geography series. And here you can see our IS Conclave Institute, which provide you free as well as premium videos on various subjects. And I am Rohit Mandhan here to facilitate you. And this is our initiative Geography Incubation Series for Civil Services Examination, and especially for those students who lack command on the basic concept or foundation of the geography. So I will help you to strengthen the basic concept of geography. So in this session, we will cover magma and igneous rock. So as we know that we in this topic covered, we already have covered minerals. What are minerals? How minerals form, and how minerals different from the rock. And in this session, we also have covered the nature of magma, the process of the crystallization, and igneous process like intrusive and extrusive. Now in this session, we will cover igneous composition. Okay, so because most of the igneous rock, because most of the igneous rock are composed of silicate minerals. We already know the different types of the minerals. We have grouping the minerals into silicate and non-silicate minerals. So igneous rocks are composed mainly of the silicate minerals. In silicate minerals, we know that silicate minerals are composed of the silicon oxygen tetrahedra. This tetrahedra is act as a basic building block for the majority of the silicate minerals, and that's why because of the chemical compositions there are various types of the silicate minerals found in our natures. So in the igneous rocks, the other than these silicon and oxygens, other elements are like aluminium, calcium, sodium, potassium, sodium, iron, and magnesium. These components constitute for 98% of the silicate minerals. Okay, so this is, we have to look at the igneous rock. Now look at the igneous composition. We have covered these silicon, oxygen, and these ions cover the majority of the igneous rock composition, and based on that we can constitute these questions, compare and contrast the four basic igneous compositions. So based on these minerals compositions, we can consider that igneous compositions are basically basaltic, mafic, we call granitic, felsic, andesitic, intermediate, and ultramafic. So this is how we can classify the igneous rocks based on their composition, like basaltic, granitic, andesitic, and ultramafic. Now look at the two major group of the silicate minerals based on the compositions of the igneous rock. So these are the minerals like light silicate minerals and dark silicate minerals. These depend upon the compositions of the minerals. Like the light silicate minerals have the silicon oxygen ratio is more there, and other elements like sodium, potassium, and calcium you find. But in the dark silicate minerals, the dominance of the iron and magnesium, and that's why dark silicate minerals are called as the ferromagnesian minerals, or these light silicate minerals called the non-ferromagnesian. These light silicate minerals are color in the color, they have low density, but the dark silicate minerals have very high density, high specific gravity. The example is of dark silicate minerals, the example is basaltic rock, and this light silicate, this granitic rock. The granitic rock is the composition of the quartz and feldspar. Granitic rock is the composition of the quartz and feldspar, and some mica also find. But like basaltic rock is the composition of the majority of the olivine group of the minerals. Olivine and pyroxene, amphibose, you will find in these dark silicate minerals. So this is how to measure group of the silicate minerals. So in this diagram, you can see this the formations of the igneous compositions. You can refer here, like you will find the granitic, felsic, andesitic, intermediate, basaltic, and ultramafic. So these are the 4 types of the igneous compositions found in the nature. So in the granitic, you will find the granitic and rhyolites, diorite and andesites, gabbro and basalt. Basically, this granite has a pheneratic, means coarse grain, and this rhyolite is the fine grain. So here you can see, if you notice this diagram carefully, you will find that in this direction, increasing in the silica content. So whenever this in this direction, silica content increase, and increasing also potassium and sodium. But in the direction of this, in this directions, increasing in the iron, magnesium and calcium. So in this direction, iron, magnesium and calcium, जैसे आप इधर जाओगे, so this is going to be increased. And whenever the iron, magnesium and calcium composition increase in the minerals, their melting point also increase. So in this direction, melting point also increase, and in this direction, whenever this in this direction, the compositions, silica components in the minerals increase. So as you can see, like muscovite, quartz, potassium feldspar, these are all example of the granitic rock. Andesitic, these are the intermediate rock like plagioclase feldspar. Plagioclase feldspar is the andesitic igneous composition. Okay, in basaltic, mafic means gabbro and the basalt like pyroxene group. Okay, and in ultramafic, this is the olivine group. So in this diagram, you can refer the different types of the igneous composition. Now look at the granite. This is a granite rock, and this has a very coarse grain. And because of the coarse grain, you can easily refer them the what is feldspar, what is mica, where is feldspar located, and where is quartz. So we have a very coarse grain mineral compositions, and this is basalt, and very this is because it have formed under the very extrusive activity, extrusive process, and that's why this has a very fine grain compositions. Like this is made of the majority of the pyroxene black, okay, and somewhere in white feldspar. So this is how we can see the igneous composition, different type of igneous composition like felsic, basaltic, ultramafic. Okay, and in the next session we will cover the how basaltic and granitic composition are different from each other, how andesitic form from the single magma. So this is how we will cover in the next session. If you like this video, please share, subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you guys.